Cool. And then yeah, whatever. Alright, and I'm almost done. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, cool. And I'm just speaking for the camera right now. So, the camera sees me too? What? Alright, cool. So the W that's going to be the weak leg, right? This is going to be hypothetically your power leg. I know there's more numbers. Don't look at the numbers, it doesn't matter. So power leg, and then hypothetically the middle leg. Again, anything red is going to be the weak leg, okay? And so you look at what we want to do is, so now I'm just going to talk to you on this, Austin, right? So what we're wanting to do is we want to establish. We want to be always working. What you focus on grows, right? So if you're always focused on momentum, then you're always going to be in momentum. So the way you really kind of look at it is anything in the blue, for example, is going to be momentum, okay? So anything in the blue is going to be momentum. And obviously, right, your weak leg, right, you have to work with the weak leg, and even in those people's organizations, they're going to have a weak leg, etc. Now, here's my point. Now, what we got to do is we got to identify what momentum is. Momentum is excitement, right? And excitement is what produces momentum. So we got to reverse engineer what creates excitement. So what we got to be looking for is a few things, which is going to be a new rank up, right? New rank up, new member. Any new member is considered momentum. And again, momentum is just energy. So I'm only thinking in terms of energy. Consistent movement is going to be my next thing. Consistent movement. All right. Consistent movement is going to be momentum. And then I would say, just who's moving right now. I mean, who's moving fast right now? Who's moving right now? Right now. So who's moving right now? Now the next thing is why I say who's moving right now. That's why you got to take a step back in your organization a lot, bro. You got to take a step back a lot. The reason why is going to be because you don't want to become biased towards your leaders. Like meaning this might be one of this on the weak leg over here. This might have be your top producer right here, hypothetically. And then, what happens is that person goes inconsistent, and this person down here, for example, is actually in the blue again. So it's going to be, that could be your new momentum, but you're so fixated at looking at the person who you thought was moving the most at the time. You get what I'm saying? So like, you've got to take a step back to make sure you're always productively working on who's moving and not who you think is moving. Now, with that part being said, okay, what we want to be doing is I'm just teaching you to be able to find the momentum. And so you also got to be very constructive. Now, when they say are productive, when you're doing this, so when a plane's going down, right, they say put the oxygen mask over yourself to save yourself. My thing with you is where I'm getting at with this is yes, you absolutely want to talk to everyone, all right? I'm not saying literally cut and dry what I'm about to say, but your main focus should be almost only in the blue, right? And these are going to be, because anytime you do a call or you're bullshitting trying to see if this person's working or trying to see if this person's getting up and moving again or whatever, it's either you take a call from the blue or you take a call from the red. The red is lack of momentum. The red is activity. So anytime you're in the blue, it's productivity. So you want to be able to establish these hotspots of new rank. Does that make sense?
That's crazy, yeah.
So you want to be able to establish that, like, who is the hotspots of momentum, and it's going to be someone that ranked up, new member, consistent movement, and who's moving right now. That's going to be your hotspots. Now, that's going to give you focus areas, okay? So think about this. As a leader, you want to make sure you have to stay in momentum because personal momentum exceeds group momentum. So what that means is it's we don't want to be thinking I need to take an L so my leaders can win. That's not how this game really works. It's like if you are the there's a reason why people will die for the president of the United States of America. You get what I'm saying? So it's not you just sacrifice yourself as a leader, right? Yeah, you got to make sacrifices, but you get the point. So my thing is you want to stay in momentum. You don't want to necessarily be thinking all the time, how can I help, for example, this person over here that might be struggling, right? Or this person might, for example, let's just say they're a P1, they're about to D-rank to P6, right? And that they're weak. It's like, yeah, you could go help the weak leg, but that doesn't help you, okay? It's not only that, and again, I'm not saying neglect them. I'm just saying that this person right here, or this person right, okay, I think we said this person. So this person right here has way less to worry about than you do. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, shit.
So it only makes more sense for you to mentor, right, maybe this person, and yeah, you still talk to people, but I'm just saying you don't need to put so much focus there. What am I doing right now? I'm teaching you this exact same thing, right? So in fact, this is how it is in my organization, okay? It would be like this, that's Drake, and then hypothetically this is you, for example, right? Now, I've already talked to Drake, but I'm also wanting to have depth in my organization as well. So what am I doing? I'm going here, and I'm teaching you this exact same thing. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I'm telling Drake, for example, I'm just as an example, yo, focus on this, Drake, right? Because you can, if Drake focuses on this, on the blue right here, that's going to keep the momentum going for you and for him. You get what I'm saying? Now Drake's not taking away, because it's either Drake does a call for someone in the blue or does a call for someone in the red. It's better to have you do the call for someone in the red and you to focus on the red, right, while Drake focuses on the blue. Does that make sense?
That's fucking crazy. Yeah.
So now you
want to stay blue.
Exactly. And again, blue, I also want to be clear on this. That doesn't mean the weak leg. Okay, now I want to get out of the logic of what this looks like, and I want to make it look more like this now. I'm trying to think of how to do this. Let's flip this, for example, now. Okay, red was the weak, okay? Now let's go to the power, all right? So let's go to the power now. So now let's switch red. Red is now going to be the power, okay? And blue is going to be weak, just for this example. Now, so again, I'm just going to write this down so no one's lost, right? At this example now, red is momentum. Red equals momentum, all right? In this example, the first one, it was the opposite, right? Cool. So now what I'm saying to you is I'm not saying look at the leg. I'm not saying look at the weak leg. I'm talking about energy. So now what I'm telling you to do is identify, because it's going to be all over in splotches. Realistically, it's going to look like this. You get what I'm saying? Within your organization. Realistically, that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be split. So now, since that's momentum, what I'm telling you to do is find those pieces of momentum and we'll work with those pieces. Because in your organization, you're only going to have a couple of leaders. You got to understand. So you're actually going to be outnumbered with weakness, and there's only going to be a couple of people that are actually producing, right, your organization. It's like they say 80-20 rule. It is what it is. But in this example, right, 80% of your organization is going to be built by 20% of your leaders, right? That's like a saying in marketing. And so you got to think about that. That means, what is a leader? What we believe is leaders are always changing. What a leader this week ain't going to be the leader next week. So for example, I'm even talking about me and you. So I'm just going to say man down for a while. I was not a moving leader. It would not make sense for Matt Rosa to come work with me. It would make sense for Matt Rosa to go work with Drake or Dom, which he was actually doing. Now, so my point is same with you. If you were being inconsistent for 2 weeks, then those 2 weeks, when I look at a leader means moving. You get what I'm saying? That's all a leader means to me is you're fucking moving right now. Okay? And that's who I'm molding. The second you give me a hiccup, next, you come back, I got you again. And so that's why I'm always wanting to see where my momentum's at, because it's always fucking changing. It's always changing. You gotta be aware of it, right? So go identify these areas and see who's gonna give you the most bang for your buck on your time. Because like I said, it's either you can sit here and take call all day, or you can go build momentum with this person with that person right here. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does.
That is what he's doing?
That exact line.
What did I say?
You said you can either go do call, or you can go do call and blast momentum.
Exactly. Now I know too, Austin too, is this, right? I know from what it sounds like you told me that what you were doing. Okay, this is just a regular organization now. We're not talking about momentum, right? But it sounds like what you were doing was essentially, this is your top leader, and you were more so just talking to that person and hoping that they were gonna hold it all down, and then you realize that wasn't a great idea, right? So now what you're doing, what I see you kind of doing now though, I believe, I don't know, but now it sounds like what you might be doing is overcompensating though. And now what you're doing is you're missing the medium of it. Do you get what I'm saying? So now it looks like what you might be doing is trying to talk to everyone when you should still be molding, right? So think about this. What did I just say? Don't get lost in what I just said. I just told you what I'm doing. I'm doing exactly what I'm teaching right now. You get what I'm saying? Drake's not giving you the training, I'm giving you the training, right? So what I'm saying is that, right, I'm saying yes, you want to talk to, you want to make sure that this, again, I'm going to use Drake as an example, and then you're here, for example, all right? So what I'm saying is yes, all right? Yes, you want to work with that leader, and yes, you want to give them responsibility. Yes, you want to you want to get your hands in the organization, but you want to start here still, right? So now, for example, I don't know, so I don't want to give an example because I don't know exactly what your organization looks like, but for this situation, I'm going here, right? And then the next thing I might do is I might find maybe one more leader. So for example, one person I just really like is Izzy, just for example. And so I might go work with Izzy as well. And Izzy is going to hold down, he's going to have that big spot. You will have another big spot, right? And so now I'm getting a big bang for my buck on my time because I don't have time to, if I just work with I can't call all my leaders. Like in one day, it's not possible. My organization have thousands of people and I have a whole bunch of leaders. So I've got to be looking what is the biggest bang for my buck today. Right now, for example, right, this is my same situation. The exact situation I'm teaching is the exact same thing. So the biggest bang for my buck is you. Right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the biggest bang for Drake's buck is you. And now it's also, for Drake, it might be a couple of your other leaders. My organization is enormous. I got to call a whole bunch of people back already today. And my biggest bang for my buck is to at least talk to Drake and to talk to you. And then you guys go ahead and figure the rest out while I go somewhere else again and resolve another problem. Does that make sense?
Interesting. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so the last thing I'm going to say is what I'm not saying, by the way. Yes, I'm saying, again, let's just say this is your organization again. Yes, I'm saying talk to that person and duplicate. Yes, I'm also saying talk to that person and mentor that person and duplicate so you can get some depth. But what I'm not saying though is I'm not saying don't talk to everyone. I'm just saying, again, I don't want you to take everything literally. All I'm saying is don't over focus, don't overcompensate, don't give so much energy everywhere, right? Keep your relationships. Yes, call through, see how they're doing, do all that. I'm just saying you want to be thinking in terms of that, so you're aware of how much energy you're giving. That way you're giving your personal momentum to the momentum, and you're giving your focus to the right place, because what you focus on grows. So now what ends up happening is now, again, we're flipping it, right? Now we're gonna flip it, and now what's gonna happen is red is gonna now be weak, right? Okay, so red's gonna be the weak, and so now what I'm saying is you go focus on all of the blue, okay, all of the blue, all right, all of the blue. And so now that is going to be all momentum going down now in all these areas, right? Boom.
Yeah.
And then the leaders go do the.
And then what's going to exactly now the structure? What's going to keep it strong is you, right, or whoever's in your organization. If they're doing the same thing, then this leader, for example, I'm not going to draw out all this shit, so you get the point, right? This leader, for example, is going to do the exact same thing. So now that leader is going to also be focusing on their blue and now focusing, and it's going to get smaller and smaller, right? So that leader over here, for example, right, is going to be like, I don't want to like make this overly confusing here. So I'm going to give this other example. I just want you to see how the strength of this shit is. So this is going to be weak, for example, and then, right, the weak leg, there's 3, but you're not going to draw it up, and boom, all right, and then be like boom, boom, and then be like boom, and then cool. So look, if this is all blue, if you're focusing on the blue, okay, boom, then you're gonna get, right, all of that. Now, this leader over here, for example, this leader right here, for example, is going to be focused on their blue as well, right? So
Yeah.
now just cut all that out. They're going to be able to get that, and so you're just duplicating that, and it's going to keep shrinking. And again, I'm not saying neglect, because you can still find a diamond in the rough. All I'm saying is just make sure you're focusing on. Does that make sense?
No, yeah.
All right.
No, you're right.
I just like the reason why I'm being repetitive on don't be too literal on what I'm saying is because, and this is for everyone on the call, not really for you, Austin, because I know you know what I mean. But I'm not saying neglect the red. I'm not saying neglect the red. Okay. I'm saying just make sure you're aware of what you're doing. This is about awareness. Awareness is key when it comes to building. I want to be aware of where my energy is going, and I'm not saying don't talk to the red. I'm just saying be aware that that's red. That way you're being as productive as efficient as possible with your time in your day. But that's all I got for you, Austin, is that that if you think in terms of that, that's going to be literally, to be honest, a blueprint to building. That's like the basic blueprint of building, because you're always just focused on your hot spot in your organization and momentum. That's it.
Yeah. No, what you said with like overcompensating, like that shit is draining, and that's what I've been doing. Like just constantly, and it's just like moving at 50%. That's what I've been doing. So I was like, damn.
Don't get out of building leaders. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I think what happened with you is it's kind of like if like you're in a castle and at first everything's going good and then they break through the doors and then you're like just okay, fuck it, and you're going in, and you know what I mean, like, oh fuck it, like I don't have a game plan no more, and so you're just going in. That's kind of what I was talking about too. And so what you want to do is if they break into the castle it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to get my fucking hands dirty for sure. So yeah, you're gonna have to get in there, but you want to be able to, like, if they break in, you want to be like, okay, I'm gonna get my generals here. Let's get a line of defense here. Okay, cool, boom. Now let's go. Now you're duplicating some type of strength in your. You're always gonna have to adapt. This is always gonna be a problem. Now you have strength, right? Instead of you just being the only one running into the. They came in, you just run up there and go get killed. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get outnumbered.
Why is that on point?
Huh?
Jesus. Yeah, that's on point. But
Perfect. That's it. That's all I got. Cool.
damn, I needed that shit. I appreciate you. Bro.
You can cut it, Jose. I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna close this out. So yeah, you guys, all I'm doing is again, none of this is literal, right? I keep saying that because you're not focused. I'm saying we're not saying don't call or do call or anything with this whole situation. This is just giving you awareness so that way you can be efficient with what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. All right, because you just don't want to be spending the right time with the wrong people, or your productivity. You don't want to be spending your productivity time with active people. You want to be spending your productivity time with productive people, and then when you have activity time, you spend that with active people, right? So you just got to be aware with your time and what you're doing. That's what momentum is going quick, right? Quick means time. So quick means time. Momentum is time. It means we're doing something. We're going from point A to point B quickly. And so you got to think, if you're wanting to speed the time up, right? If you're wanting to speed the time up, then what you've got to be doing is be efficient with your time and make sure that speed is still going. So if you're in the wrong spot, you're obviously lacking momentum. Personal momentum exceeds group momentum. So you've always got to be thinking, what's the biggest bang for my buck with my time, right? If I want to speed point A to point B up. I don't know if that makes sense, and I hope it does. But yeah, that's all this is, okay? And so all we're doing essentially is we're finding areas to attack in our organization. This is always going to be changing. This is always going to be changing. Now, in this situation, you also got to be aware of, once you attack these areas, should you be producing? Should you be taprooting? Or should you be building and molding a leader and teaching them how to taproot? That's a whole nother training. I'm not going to get into it. But once you identify these areas, there's another step to it, right? There's a couple other steps. Then you got to ask the question, is this someone I should be taprooting, right? Or is this someone I should be molding into a leader, okay? And that's going to be the next things. So you got to be aware of what you're doing. You always have a game plan. This will always change. This game plan, right? Austin, for example, who we just did a call with, he might have someone that's right here in the blue area, which is momentum, and it could turn into red, and then you have to be able to flip it and go and see who's the blue people, right? Tomorrow. It could literally change by tomorrow. You've got to be aware of what's going on and thinking like that, all right? So this again is just going to help you build, help you build your momentum in your business. Okay. So that part being said, love you guys. I'll see you at the top, right? Because the bottom is way too crowded. Cash Cartier, the best to ever do it. Hope you got some value. Let's get it.